Misinformation and misconceptions are spreading quickly in the media, in politics, and even in the classroom. Each day, many students and teachers unknowingly accept and use erroneous information about learning and teaching. These misconceptions are known as neuromyths. One commonly believed neuromyth is the idea that each student has their own learning style. However, there is no evidence that matching teaching to a student's preferred learning styles can improve learning. Holding false beliefs about learning and teaching can be problematic, as it may lead teachers as well as students to spend time and resources on ineffective strategies. In our study, we wanted to investigate if and how these neuromyths can be corrected. However, correcting misconceptions is often a difficult task, but recent studies has provided promising strategies. For example, when providing refutations that includes a longer explanation for why a misconception is false, people are often able to correct initial erroneous beliefs. However, we also know, even if people say that they have corrected these false beliefs, people may continue to rely on them when making inferential decisions about the world. This effect is known as continued influence effect. We set up a design where participants evaluated statements about learning and the brain. We used 20 false statements and 20 true statements. In addition to evaluating if a statement was either true or false, participants also stated how confident they were in their own responses and if they had ever used the strategy in their daily life. Participants were then randomized into one of three conditions: no feedback, a simple refutation, or a refutation including a longer explanation, as you can read here on the screen. We then asked participants to return to our study in 7 days. Participants again evaluated the initial statements. Furthermore, to investigate a potential continued influence effect, participants also evaluated real-world scenarios. Here is a schematic sketch of our design. As you can see, after evaluating the initial statement, participants were randomized into one of our three conditions. We hypothesized that participants receiving a refutation including an explanation would be most likely to update and correct their false beliefs. When participants returned after 7 days, we had counterbalanced if participants read the scenario first or the statement first. Our results show that both corrective conditions help participants correct their initial false beliefs. This effect was true both when evaluating statements as well as when evaluating and reasoning about real-world scenarios. Surprisingly, reading a refutation including an explanation did not help participants to correct false beliefs in higher degree compared to just reading a simple refutation. However, participants corrected their false beliefs significantly less when reasoning about real-world scenarios compared to evaluating statements, suggesting a possible continued influence effect. In conclusion, our intervention was effective in changing not only participants' knowledge about these neuromyths, but possibly also their reasoning about these neuromyths. Now you are probably wondering, or you should be wondering, if there was a possible interaction effect between corrections and participants' initial beliefs. Well, you might have a few more questions. If you have any questions at all, feel free to email any of us or add me on Twitter, and we'll be happy to go over our fantastic Bayesian multi-level analysis. And most importantly, really, I want to thank our research assistant, Melissa DiPano and Napoleon Lenker. You have both helped me improve my English so much. Thank you. I'm Marcus Lithander. Thank you for listening.